Right now we're up $1,700.
And that might just be the beginning.
Because Ethereum is not only testing a major resistance level.
If it breaks it, Ethereum this week could finally see over $4,000. So here's everything I am doing to prepare for Altseason.
And by the end of this video, you are going to be prepared too.
So if you learn anything from this, make sure you hit that like button and let me know in the comments.
So to start, we have to begin with Bitcoin.
Simply because the entire altcoin market follows Bitcoin.
Now, currently, a lot of analysts believe Bitcoin may be entering its final rally phase. Ted Pillows here, who has over 185,000 followers on X, believes not only that Bitcoin has one major leg up left, but if it follows gold's trajectory, which he compares to throughout history, Bitcoin will be trading above $160,000 by Q4.
Now, you guys all know me because I am very conservative and don't believe we're necessarily going to see past 130K. But if I'm wrong, who cares? Because that just simply means we're going to make a ton of money. But either way, we are going to be prepared for whatever volatility comes to Bitcoin.
Now, this comparison is going to be interesting because not only is he comparing Bitcoin to gold, he is saying that Bitcoin is growing at exponential rates faster than gold itself. So here is gold's timeline. You can see a massive distribution, massive accumulation, followed by a reaccumulation versus a rally and a breakout. Now, the difference is this is from 2012 all the way to 2024. And today, Bitcoin, all he's simply comparing is distribution in 2021, of course, with the accumulation between 2022 and 2024.
Let me know what year you got into crypto in the comments below, because damn, that was a brutal bear market.
But more importantly, he's now showing the breakout, again, following the same pattern as gold, leading us all the way in through 2026.
But the caution here
is that we're already in the final leg. And if you don't know why, well, you need to learn about Bitcoin dominance.
Bitcoin dominance is the most important tool or chart you should be looking at if you're trading or investing in crypto.
Because when Bitcoin dominance rises, it means altcoins absolutely plummet. They lose a ton of value. But when Bitcoin dominance plummets, it means altcoins and risk on assets are generally pumping like crazy. You'll notice in 2020 to 2021, Bitcoin's dominance crashed.
Which obviously coincided with the top in the rally of altcoins when everybody was making just millions of dollars off throwing a few $1,000 at a random chart.
And what's so powerful about this tool is if you guys have been following Discover Crypto or in our Discord, make sure you guys go join the link in the description below. We actually predicted the exact top of Bitcoin dominance by simply following our historical metrics. We saw RSI was overextended. We saw a major resistance point. And that resistance point plotted to be a perfect top of Bitcoin's dominance.
So what does that mean for investors? You guys are asking, Josh, why do I care about this? How does this actually make me any money? And why should I even be concerned with this?
Well, since 2023, in fact, since 2022 at this bottom, Bitcoin's been in an uptrend for Bitcoin dominance for over 2 years. We briefly broke almost through this back when Donald Trump got first elected
in November, which caused a massive surge in altcoins. We saw a huge pump in the market all the way up until middle December.
But of course, we didn't actually break below this trend and bounced all the way to this new resistance level. But once again, we are retesting that multi-year resistance.
Sorry, actually, it's called support.
Now, what you need to know about Bitcoin dominance is once it breaks and alt season starts to occur, you are no longer early to the market. You're now entering the most bullish part of the phase in every single crypto cycle we've had. You want to be accumulating as much crypto or altcoins as possible above 62 to 65%. Once we actually break below this, and once we break below 60%, which is massive, massive support, it is going to be absolutely parabolic for most of your favorite altcoins.
Now, parabolic is a tough word to use because to me, parabolic might mean a 2 to 3x. But to some of you, you might be thinking 1,000 or 100x.
Which is why if this chart breaks and Ethereum breaks through its resistances and starts pushing towards $4,000, $4,500, $5,000,
you need to have a strategy.
So take a look at this. Ethereum is approaching a crucial breakout level of $3,800, supported by significant whale accumulation and BlackRock, the largest investment manager in the world, buying, get this, $440 million worth of Ethereum.
$440 million of Ethereum.
On top of that, 88.6 million worth of ETH has been withdrawn from exchanges,
indicating a supply shock coming.
And once we break this key level, there's really no stopping Ethereum all the way back up to its all-time high around $5,000. My absolute hopium bullish case for Ethereum this cycle is potentially coming up to the Fibonacci at the 1.618, which is all the way towards about $7,500. We actually might break $2,000 profit in this video.
Let me know what altcoin in the comments I should use that $2,000 to buy. But back to Bitcoin dominance and the ETH chart here. If this does happen, if the Bitcoin dominance does break and we don't pull back and $4,000 Ethereum is not the top of this market, you need now to start asking yourself, all right, if Ethereum breaks past 4K, how am I going to take profits? Because right now on Discover Crypto, on this channel, on every channel across crypto as a whole, we should be focusing on doing the one thing that everybody accidentally did last cycle, and that is simply round trip their bag. I truly believe if people just had an actual strategy last cycle and said, okay, when I'm up 20%, 40%, or in many cases already, I'm up 300%, 400%, 500%, 600%. You guys know I want to buy a Porsche, do all this stuff. Start setting goals. Maybe you have $2,000 in debt. And once you make $2,000 in profit, you should take $2,000 off the table to pay off your debt. Maybe you have medical bills. Maybe you want to pay for schooling. Start having a strategy, because the number one way people lose money in crypto is simply just not having a strategy. They have no idea when or why they should take profits. They have no idea why or where they're taking a trade. And when the moment comes, when they're patient and they actually start seeing performance in their portfolio as markets go parabolic, they have no idea how to handle the situation. So how am I prepared? Well, I have all my spot bags. I haven't bought altcoins in weeks, potentially even months at this point, because we bought under $80,000, under $60,000, under $30,000, and we have huge bags. I'm personally going to be just scalp trading Ethereum and taking advantage of the rotations and dollar cost averaging into my favorite altcoin on the next dip. I probably will take profits. I'll probably make a ton of profits, and we'll look to accumulate more and wait to see if we can actually just grab more and more money in this rotation of capital coming into the crypto space right now.
And if I'm being completely honest with you guys right now, entering now is a really difficult decision because you're at the support. So we could bounce here, come back towards this top, and then you're going to see altcoins bleed, and that's when you'd have a way better entry point if that happens. Or it's just going to actually dump here, and you're going to see the RSI maybe double bottom and see altcoins pump a good percentage point. And you're going to have to wait for the next rotation, potentially seeing the chart come back up and test this major support level, turning it into resistance before you decide to enter again.
And I'm just talking simply as a trader, because if you're going to enter this market cycle and we have like 3 months of explosiveness, it happens quick. It happens fast. You got to be paying attention to indicators. You got to be seeing if something's oversold or overbought. What you don't want to be doing is coming into this market without any single strategy and so going, okay, I'm going to FOMO in because everything's green. I'm going to panic so because everything is red. You're going to want to rule like 50, 25, 25. 50, 20, 25 is how I've always ran to my portfolio. 50% into Bitcoin and ETH. 25% into large caps, 25% into micro caps, right? And I allocate that portfolio efficiently. And the whole goal of the portfolio is to take, when my 25% of altcoin large caps goes to 33% because they pump more, you take the profits and rotate it back into Bitcoin, or pull out cash or take profits, right? It makes no sense to never sell crypto. If you're never going to sell crypto, why are you in crypto? The whole point is to make money.
Now, if you want to keep up with your latest crypto news so you know what's happening in the crypto market to know whether or not you should be taking profits, check out FOMO.io. This is the exact platform I use to make $2,300 in a single trade. I teach how to use this, for example, the liquidation charts on when I'm going to enter and exit a trade. And I share this with the entire Discover Crypto Discord.
So if you want to be prepared for this bull run, make sure you guys come join and we'll see you in there.